Hello, my online income enthusiasts. In this video, we're going to talk about making money online. And somewhere along the way, you probably heard the same advice I did. Create a course, build a digital product, package your knowledge, and sell it. While it sounds great in theory, there's a lot more to it that you may not hear about. So, I'm going to talk about creating your own product and why it's one of the hardest, sometimes most time consuming, and riskiest ways to start earning online. And if you're a beginner and you don't have an audience, an email list, and those types of things, but there's a smarter way to start. And that's what I'm going to share in this video today. And if you're new here and you're looking for a very beginner friendly side income system, one that has a simple starting point with no tech overwhelm and no product creation, then you definitely want to check out the resource that I have linked below in the description. It takes you to my website, and there's a button there that you can click and it'll take you over to some free training. And before we get started, just a quick intro. My name is Tina. I like making side income online. I've been doing it for years. I sell print-on-demand t-shirts for fun. I sell my own digital product, which is a PDF file, and I'm an affiliate of some other products. I do this channel faceless for the most part, except for my little picture there and at the top of the screen, but I feel that the information is way more important than me being on the screen. So with that being said, let's get started. So the reality of creating your own product. So let's talk about what it actually takes to create and sell your own product. First, you have to come up with the idea, and not just any idea, one that people actually want to pay for. And that alone can take weeks of research. Then you have to create the thing. And if it's a course, we're talking about scripting, recording, editing, building a course platform, and making sure the content is actually good enough that people don't ask for refunds. Then after that, you're going to need to make a sales page, an email sequence, and have a way to collect payment, customer support when something goes wrong. And if you're not a fan of that like me, it can be nerve-wracking to deal with customer questions and refunds and things like that. And after all of that, after weeks or even months of work, you still don't know if anyone is going to buy the product that you've created. So that's the part nobody talks about. You can pour everything into building a product, launch it to complete silence because you haven't built an audience yet. And the risk isn't just time, it's the very real possibility that none of it works and you're back to square one. So what recommending a proven product actually looks like. Now let's look at the alternative. Instead of creating something from scratch, you find a product that already exists, already sells, and already has a track record. And all you do is recommend it to people who are looking for exactly that kind of solution. So that means when someone buys through your recommendation, you earn a commission, which is just a percentage of the sale. And the product creator handles everything else: the delivery, the customer support, the refunds. None of that is your problem, which is wonderful. So you're essentially the person who connects a solution to someone who needs it, and you get paid for making that connection. That's really all it is. So this model has been around for a long time, and it works because it's built on something simple. People trust recommendations more than they trust advertisements. So when someone feels like they found an honest review or a genuine suggestion from a real person, they're far more likely to act on it. The numbers make sense too. So let's talk about the practical side for a second, because I think this is where it really clicks. When you create your own product, you might sell it for $50 or $100. You keep all of that. But you've also spent months building it, and you're responsible for everything that comes after the sale. When you recommend a high quality proven product, especially in the online education or coaching space, commissions can be substantial. We're talking programs where a single referral can earn you hundreds of dollars or more. So the question isn't really, why would I give up a cut of the sale? The question is, would I rather spend 3 months building something unproven, or spend that same time learning how to recommend something that already converts? And for most beginners, the answer is pretty obvious when you frame it that way. Now I want to be honest with you, because I think this part gets glossed over a lot. This only works if you're recommending something you actually believe in. The people who fail at this model are usually the ones chasing the highest commission without caring whether the product is actually good. That's a short term play and it catches up with you fast. The people who build something sustainable are the ones who do the homework first. They look for products with a solid track record, a clear and honest explanation of what's involved, and a low risk entry point. So the person they're recommending it to doesn't feel pressured. When you find something like that, something you genuinely tell a friend about, recommending it doesn't feel like selling, it feels like sharing. And that comes through in your content, whether you realize it or not. So if you're at the beginning of this journey and trying to figure out where to actually start, I've linked a free training in the description that does a really straightforward job of explaining how this whole model works before you commit to anything. So there's no pressure, no pitch. It's just a good starting point if you want to understand the mechanics before you dive in. And you can find that in the description below. And if this video was helpful, go ahead and subscribe because I put out content regularly for people who are figuring out the online income space from scratch. And I'll see you in the next video.